how do you solve problems with computer? Okay, now we are focusing more on the course. This course is problem solving and programming. Okay, so how do you solve problem with computers? Okay, so already we have discussed, so manually if you do it will take more time. So we are using computers. It can solve complicated problems. Okay, that is very easy. So you can solve the problem by developing a suitable algorithm or writing a code. So here you can see the basic flow actually. So first you have to understand the problem. That is very important. If you don't understand the problem, then you cannot do anything. You might have written a wrong code which will not give the expected output. Then you should be very clear with the input and output. Say for example, if I am calculating simple interest, I should say, yeah, simple interest program. You should know what is the amount, number of years, interest rate, all those things. So your output should be the simple interest. So you should be comfortable with what is the input and output. You need to think what are the alternate ways. Okay, uh, uh, I don't want a 1,000 line code. If I can write a 100 line code, it can give the same output. This is the efficient one. So what are the alternate ways? Okay, I can solve the problem to get the desired output. So then, okay, say I have number of methods. I prefer the fourth method. I'm developing a pseudocode flowchart. Then I'm translating the pseudocode into executable program. Okay, source code. So I'm just running. I'm just using a compiler or interpreter. I'm just running, debugging the code. Okay, code may be ready, but I have to test. Say for example, if it is a program to check whether the number is even or odd number, I need to give different even numbers. I need to check whether it is working. I need to give odd numbers. Okay, and I need to check whether it is working. If it fails in test, so again I need to go here. Okay, I might have done some error. Okay, while translating the pseudocode to code. Okay, I'll be correcting here. This is what happening in the software companies. So the people, okay, based on the requirement, they will give the requirements, demands. Okay, accordingly, they will sit. People will sit. They will discuss what should be done, what are the inputs, what are the desired outputs. Okay, then they divide the work and they give for different teams. Okay, they do the same operation. This is what happening in the IT industries, embedded industries, all those things. Wherever you are writing a program, okay, these are the steps. Okay, it should happen. Then uh, logic. This is very important for program problem solving. Okay, even for each and every task, whatever I am going to give, first of all you should know what is the logic you have to use to solve the problem. A very simple example. This is very old example. Say John's mother. Okay, she has 4 children. First children name is April. Second child name is May. Third child name is June. Then what is the fourth child? You know the pattern. Okay, it's April, May, June. Then it should be July. Okay, so this is very simple. Okay, like this, uh, you should have the reasoning skill. Okay, you should have the logical thinking. That is very important. That's what, if you see uh, uh, in any software company interviews, if you go, they have the aptitude test, they have the reasoning. They will test your logical thinking. Okay, this is the reason. So you should have the idea how to solve the problem efficiently. Okay, so how you will be solving the problems using computers. Okay, there are two things. One is pre-programming phase. Directly, okay, if some person, say VID is giving, so they want to write, they want to maintain a student profile. they want to, there are 30,000 students in VIT, so they want to see what are the marks you are scoring, what is your attendance. Okay, they want to maintain okay some database, so they are giving that work, okay, to certain software company. So directly they will not write code. So there are two things. One is pre-programming phase. The second one is, once this is done, they will go for programming phase. Okay, pre-programming phase and programming phase. Okay, this pre-programming phase is very important. If you analyze the problem exactly, if you know what are the inputs required, what are the output, okay, it should give. If you know the exact logic, if you finalize exact logic, okay, then programming phase is very simple. Okay, programming phase is very simple. So as I said earlier, you need to analyze the problem. You need to analyze the problem. You need to analyze the requirements. Okay, so the requirement may be the data, what are the procedure, what are the output. Okay, so in pre-programming phase, okay, they call something like they use a chart that is called problem analysis chart, PAC, problem analysis chart. If you see, it will look like this. Okay, data, output, processing, what are the solutions. If you remember, we have earlier discussed information processing cycle, input, processing, output cycle. It is in the similar fashion. Okay, it is in the similar fashion. So this, okay, that will be given in the problem, or okay, the companies, they will give what are the requirements. Okay, then you should know what are the processing required. Okay, the procedures, all those things you should know. What is the expected output, that you should know. Then what are the possible ideas? This is very important. This is actually the problem solving skill. Then some simple example. I want you people to write, okay, develop a PAC chart, problem analysis chart. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give distance in miles. Okay, say for example, I have some town, this is Vellore. Nearby there is another town, Tiruvannamalai. Okay, so these are the two cities. I'm just giving the distance between these two cities. Not only these two cities, if you want, you can generalize the program, any distance. I'm giving the distance in miles. Okay, you need to compute, you need to find out what is the distance, equivalent distance in terms of kilometer. So the input between any two places I need to give, that is the data required, that is very important. Then output, I know that it should be in terms of kilometer. Then what I am doing, I should know for processing, I should know the relationship between kilometers and miles. 1 kilometer is 1.609 miles. This I should. Okay, say there are 80 miles, so 80 into this, that will give the output. So this information I should know. Then what are the solutions? So one solution is, I can define the miles as constant. Say for example, between these two towns, okay, the distance in miles, say it is 80, something like that. I can give, or I can use a input method. Okay, I can use a input method. If I use the input method, every time it will ask the user to define. Here it is constant. Okay, whereas if I use input method, every time it will ask the user what is the distance, like that you have to give. Okay, so this is an idea how you can, in the pre-programming phase, you can develop the problem analysis chart. Okay, then what are the different types of algorithm? Anyway, I'm going to discuss this in detail with a separate presentation. Different types of algorithm: sequential algorithm, selection algorithm, iterative, recursive. Sequential means Okay, it will go line by line. Say I have 100 lines of code. The flow of the program is from 1 to 100. It will go in this direction. It will go sequentially. Whereas conditional, say I'm just checking, I have two numbers x and y. Okay, I have two numbers x and y. If x is equal to y, I will do certain operation. If x greater than y, I will do certain operation. X less than y, I will do certain operation. Now if you see, I will not go sequentially. If the condition is met, okay, if this condition is not satisfied, I'm not going to do all these things. If the condition is satisfied, I will do this and I will terminate. Okay, I will come out of the program. Okay, this is conditional. In some places it is iterational. Okay, say I want to repeat this 100 lines of code for 100 times. Okay, not 100 lines of code. Say certain part of the code I want to repeat. Okay, several times. Then I will go iterationally. Okay, recursive means the program calls itself, the algorithm calls itself to get the output. Okay, these are the different types of different patterns of algorithms. Okay.